All right, we're really happy about the win. And we know that Marshall's had some very difficult losses on the road, 4 losses by either overtime or 2 points. They're athletic, they've got talent, and they came in here and played very inspired. They played really hard after they got down 18. You know, you have to give them credit for cutting it as much as they did. I thought that was the best effort that I've seen John Bohannon have in his career tonight. Defensive boards, offensive boards, consistent stance on the defensive end, finishing shots. I just thought he really, you know, he's assisted. For some reason, it's helping him. You know, the last 5 out of 6 games, he's been around 6 or 7 assists a game. And he was kind of a mistake player his first 2 or 3 years around here, and he's hasn't been that. And been a positive influence in this transition period that we're in with our guys, and talking about the right things with our team. So I think it was important to say. You know, Vince Hunter did some really nice things tonight. He's going to grow and get better and better, and the ceiling is so high for this young man. He's just come so far since in the last 6 weeks, just with confidence of being on the floor in minutes and all of those things. But Cedric Lane played well. You look at the rebounding totals for those 3 guys. Cedric had 1 point or 0 points, but he had 10 boards, and it seemed like he was always filling on the backside, because they just literally lowered their heads and drove it the last 12 minutes of the game, trying to get themselves back to the line. And it seemed like he was always filling, Vince was filling, and we got our hands on a lot of balls, a lot of shots back there on the defensive end. You know, the defensive field goal percentage number 31, that's who we need to be. You know, just we have to be here in this period that we're in right now. We're getting solid minutes from Jake and Victor. Tevin didn't get in tonight, but we'll give him those minutes when we need to. He's a great kid, and he's trying hard, and he's going to have to play a lot, the other walk-on. We may have stayed a little long with our subs, you know, when we got the 18-point lead, but I felt like it was important for those guys to get minutes, given that we're going to need them, be it injury or foul trouble. Circumstances that present themselves down the road. All in all, I thought it was a good performance. Any questions?
Second half, you guys just came out and really bummers them. Was it anything in particular, or was it just shots falling down?
You know, we made shots. You know, and Coach Phil Johnson, literally the last 6 minutes of our shoot-around today, stuck in a really ugly-looking 3-in offense that we ran at the end of the half, and we probably ran it 16 minutes in the second half. And I credit our guys for being able to try to get it into play. You know, Coach Johnson for understanding, you know, what our limitations were on the offensive end of the court. You know, right now we're not shooting it particularly great from the perimeter. That's maybe not our biggest strength. I think our opponents have already recognized that, and that's why we've seen so much zone here without Jalen and McKenzie and Crosgill, and we're going to probably see it the rest of the year, but really loved the impact of the 3-in on our team tonight, that little offense that we stuck out there late, and literally spent 5 minutes on it. Matt Wilm didn't even get a repetition in it, and tried to play out of it tonight. Julian didn't get a repetition out of it on the inside, had to play inside in it, but you know, some good things happened as a result.
Despite the distractions, Coach, what does this win, your first win in conference, do for your team's confidence overall going to the road here with last year?
Well, you know, I tend to look at it this way. We've won 3 out of 4 now without, you know, in this transition period, because we played Western Illinois and we played Denver, a Denver team that had beaten Belmont and had beaten Wyoming and Colorado State without these guys. You know, the key is we have to understand what our limitations are and stay away from our limitations and try to play to our strengths. And we shot 24 threes the other night, and that's really not necessarily our strength right now. These things we're going to have to learn as we move along. We shot 14 tonight, shot less, shot a better percentage. As a result, we shot more free throws because the ball was touched in areas where we either got higher percentage shots or had an opportunity to get fouled. And it was really nice to see C.J. Cooper shoot for a percentage, tonight that's representative of who he can be. We don't want to discourage him from shooting it. We want him to continue to take his looks. I thought he was really calculated with where he shot it tonight, and both the three in the corner and the two that he made in front of our bench came at very opportune times.
Coach, going back to Bohannon, is there anything particular that you've told him, or being your only senior leader, through this transition, is there anything that you kind of told him, that's raised his game?
I just think Bo's is more mature. I think that it's, he's always had ability. I think he had to grow. He had to understand, what his limitations were and what his strengths could be. And he played to his limitations for 2 years, both emotionally and on the court. And he tried to do more than he should, and as a result, tonight he's 7 assists, 3 turnovers. Last 2 years, that would have been 3 assists, 7 turnovers. Okay, and then he's recognizing the impact of rebounding on point totals, like all big guys should. When they rebound, they score, and then he's understanding that he can't stay in a game if he doesn't guard. And then I think the other thing that's really helped him is we got competition behind him. Matt Wellham's a very good player who's not played very well tonight or in our conference opener. He's going to play much better. But Bo recognizes that. Vince Hunter's a good player. Hooper Vent is capable, and we have Cedric Lane there as well. So we got a lot of guys, and I think that tends to make guys focus on what is important even more so. And I'm just glad he's having success doing it.
Bo and Julian have really solidified themselves as the leading scorer, but how important to this team's success is it to find a consistent third scorer?
Well, maybe that third scorer can be the foul line. Maybe the third scorer can be somebody else. It's going to be a different night depending on the matchups or how they play us. We'd love to have 5 scorers, we just would. And right now we're playing against zones, okay? And we got 3 big guys out there a lot, okay? And big guys out on the perimeter in areas, you didn't see Shaq running around out on the wing, much with the Lakers, okay? And right now we're forced into those situations. And I think, what we saw tonight I thought was terrific. Our first 3 baskets were Bohannon playing a wing and coming back to the offensive board and putting it back in. And we couldn't make a shot, And there's different ways to go do it, and we have to do it however we can do it.
Vince had a completely different game of the game against Charlotte. Is it just as simple as staying out of foul trouble and Hills?
Well, I think the offense that Coach Johnson put out there today gave him more confidence. It gave him more angles to the basket. Vince needs some angles, and it provided that. I think it really helped him. And, him being around the offensive board helps. He had a couple put-back baskets. He had the dunk late, in the open court. But he's able to stay out there tonight because he stayed in stance. And he's learning that if I stay in a stance, I'm not going to play late defensively. If I play late defensively, I'm going to foul. Then I'm not over there sitting by coach. So, now whether or not, he's a freshman. Can he carry it over to the next game? Can he carry it over to the next game? But like I said, his ceiling is incredible. And I love his talent. And I love the way he's listening tonight. I love little things about, like tonight he fouled and he raised his hand and didn't say anything official. It's growth. It's growth. He's growing in all areas, okay? There were 2 player technicals on their team. We didn't have one tonight. It could have hurt us. And he's emotionally young, but getting older every day. And he's a great kid, and I think he's going to be a great, great, great player. Maybe he's as good a player as I've coached. And he's just got to keep working and listening and not having you guys write too many really, really nice things about him just yet. Okay.
Can you talk about your preparations for your upcoming game?
What's that?
Can you talk about your preparations for your upcoming game?
Who do we play?
Tennessee
State. Yeah. We won't practice tomorrow. We'll go to work on Monday, okay? And we will get over there Tuesday and try to have a good workout. This is a basketball team. You guys look at their winning percentage. Educate our fans on them and who they've beaten in the last 2 years. It's a very, very, very well-coached basketball team. And I think, I don't know, 27-6, 27-5 the last 2 years. NCAA.
Tonight.
What's that?
They beat UAB tonight.
Beat UAB tonight, who had beaten North Carolina. Win at Poly Pavilion 2 years ago. Next year, win at Tennessee on the road. I have not watched any film on Coach Davis's team, but everybody tells me we will not play a more physical, tougher team in our league than his team. I believe that. And a lot of the little zone tricks that we run are stuff that Kermit gave me back in 1986 when he worked for me at the University of Idaho. He's as talented as any coach that I've ever had. I've had 11 guys who want to become Division I head coaches. He's an extremely, extremely talented guy. And so their team, I'm not worried about Kermit as much as their damn players, and they're very good as well. So, you know, it'll be a real challenge for our guys. And we'll have to play very smart and play very hard, match their effort, because we're going to see a fine basketball team.
How many years did you work with Coach Davis?
2 years. 2 years. And he replaced me at the University of Idaho, and he went 26-5 back-to-back years at Idaho. He's outstanding coach.
Cool.